probably noticed we never even got in the race last week. Well, even if you had your head stuck in places other than rugby, stand by for a big whiff of the good stuff, because it's time to gild the lily, Dennis, with a double dose, the plays of the fortnight. As we bade farewell to Durban for a month in week 8, it seems the Sharks entertainers, ladies, have started a couple of trends across the Super14. Firstly, fans have decided to flash back from blokes' breasts in Sydney to something more climatically restrained in Wellington, while in Hamilton, a Blues fan had their jaffers on display for all to see. And secondly, the Sharks' flashes have made the humble PJs suitable attire for rugby, although the Blues girl version was a tad more practical for the Kiwi winter, not to mention the 90s in the stands. To try and make the Sharks feel at home when they hit Perth, the Force Brains Trust enlisted some scantily clad Brazilians to show their wares at Subiaco, or perhaps it was in honour of all the home side's close shaves over the last 2 years. Sorry. There was plenty of love going round in the last fortnight, some on the field as the Force skipper took team unity to a new level. Some in the stands made it to first base as well, while there were the chosen few in Dunedin who scored a stand-up double. Ladies, there wasn't nearly as much goodwill when it came to the refs this fortnight, the Hurricanes asking Brett Bowden if the real power lay on the touchlines. Or Craig Hubert cut to the bone after a Waratah-blown chance had outlasted an advantage.
And if this pass had been good, you would have scored, so...
But perhaps the most telling exchange came after this great hit by Brumby Johnny Tuaki on Andre Pretorius. Tuaki called offside by both ref Paul Honus and his touchy, and despite the skipper's queries, the ref stood firm.
So I've got a corporate touch judge as well. We can't both be wrong.
Paul, would you like to make a wager?
Well, it may not have been offside after all.
That's the cue for the hits of the fortnight, and there was an epidemic of mountain goat action. George Pesce and Tatafu Pilata now at least opponents. Butting heads with teammates were both Sam Norton-Knight and Lockie Turner, and Dwayne Vermeulen and Richard Strauss.
Oh,
We see it all. Nasty hit clash.
Richard Strauss and Dwayne Vermeulen.
Of the intended hits, JP Peterson's clothesline impersonation on Adam Ashley Cooper was disallowed by the judges, as was Mr. James' late entry on the Brumby skipper. 3 backs fought out the title, Ryan Cross giving Francois Steyn good reason to take his eye off the pill, while Jimmy Cowan only had eyes for his opposite for either player.
Oh, that's solid. Oh, Jimmy Cowan.
But for the second time in a couple of weeks, we had to give the title to Doug the Hitman Howlett, the rampaging winger giving rookie Lockie Turner a warm welcome to rugby, Auckland style.
And Howlett saw that coming, summed it up brilliantly.
Our solo hit of the fortnight goes to one of our own, a Fox Sports sound man coming undone in Brisbane. The dreaded award, the Percy, and while Johan Ackerman's entry no doubt damaged his ego, it proved a bit more painful for his teammate Dion Carstens.
Hit hard by Stephen Hoyles as he grabbed the ball.
Piriwepu went aerial to put in one Percy nomination, but he couldn't claim altitude as a reason for his second entry. In fact, there was a series of dual entries. Reds youngster Quade Cooper mixing up ability and ambition on more than one occasion against the Chiefs, and another youngster, Sharks Francois Steyn, struggled with the eye on the ball concept a couple of times as well. Snatching the bronze Percy was another repeat offender, Blues fly half a say in Nathiwa. Silver went to Peter Hewitt, who gave us a rare phantom Percy effort. But he was saved from gold Percy glory by a Crusader. Not that kind, one of the horseback variety. That's right, one of the Cantabrian cavalry, losing his sword at the finish line. The anti-Percy was a tie, Sam Norton-Knight and Matt Gitto going vertical to bring down the title. And finally, the kicks of the week. And the worst? Well, do we really need to tell you?
Peter Hewitt
From almost point-blank range.
The best was young Francois again, pumping home 3 points from downtown.
And now Steyn with a long-range drop goal attempt. He got some boot onto that one.
Well, it's time to put your chairs upright, put away your tray tables and fasten your seatbelt because this journey's nearly at an end. We've just about run out of energy with this offering and told more than our share of whoppers. Hopefully we bagged everything from the last 14 days because the buck stops here with the plays of the fortnight.